Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elo Speaks back again with another video. So it took me a while to get to this video, but it had to be made. This is gonna be a Ben Simmons rant, but really, I might title this Brick Simmons, depending on the algorithm. But I just had to make this video right quick because that Game 7 series with the Hawks versus Philadelphia Sixers. Oh my gosh, man! If I'm a Miami Heat fan, but if I was a Sixers fan, I would be extremely pissed off by the performance I saw in Ben Simmons as an overall talent and player. That was one of the most atrocious 7-game series I've seen by a player in a while, and I've seen some bad performances, but for him to have these type of performances as a co-star on a team was awful. And every bit of scrutiny that he's getting right now is well deserved. And I'm gonna pile on by his horrible performance. There's no way you as a point guard should be averaging under 10 points as a co-star. I used to have high regards for Ben Simmons as a player. I think he was a raw talent that just needed a bit of molding to figure out who he's gonna be. They said he was gonna be because he's 6'10", he was gonna be like a LeBron James, Magic Johnson hybrid because of his tall length, stature, and his great passing ability, which he does. But the fact that he can't shoot just removes all of it. And on top of that, he doesn't shoot threes. That's another gripe against him. But the worst part about it is this guy cannot shoot his free throws. There's no reason for you as a point guard for you to not be able to shoot your free throws. That is atrocious. You've been in the league for you've been in the league for 5 years, but I'm gonna say 4 because your first year you was injured, and then the second year you started playing, and then you won Rookie of the Year, even though you didn't deserve it, to be honest, because you weren't technically a rookie over Donovan Mitchell in 2017. But I digress. The fact that you've been in the league this while, you should at least be able to knock down free throws. I'm not saying you gotta shoot 100% or 90% on Steph Curry or Steve Nash, but you have to at least hit 60 to 70%. I saw a stat the other day where I think Ben Simmons missed 48 free throws throughout the playoffs, and Steve Nash missed 44 free throws throughout his playoff career. That's atrocious. That's bad. That's horrible. The tandem with him and Embiid, it just doesn't work. The way that Embiid's game is played, he needs shooters around him. And when you have your second co-star, that's your ball distributor, that can't shoot, that's not good. He provides horrible spacing, and most likely he needs to drive to the basket, but most likely Joel Embiid is going to be in the paint for part of that, and that's going to bring an extra defender for people like Ben Simmons. Now, granted, Joel Embiid can't shoot mid-ranges. He also can shoot threes, but his point guard should be able to do that at a way much higher clip than him. So the fact that he has to do even more work on top of that, where his point guard is scoring under 10 points, he has to drop 37, 40 points every game. That's not going to help them win championships, especially against high IQ basketball teams. They're going to hone in on that. This guy, and he's unplayable in the fourth quarter. When the game starts getting tight, they're going to hack up Simmons, and they have no choice but to take him out. They have to take out their second superstar so that way he doesn't get fouled and miss the free throw. Now, we could say the same thing about Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he could at least make it at a much higher clip than Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot at all, and that's not good moving forward. Now, when the Sixers were going through their struggles of trying to go through the quote-unquote process, I was thinking to myself, damn, this might not work because of Joel Embiid injury history and, Ben Simmons not be able to shoot. And, there were speculations, narratives going around, maybe they should trade one of the two stars. And There are people saying that they should trade Joel Embiid, and to some degree, I kind of agree with that because Joel Embiid had a hard time staying healthy throughout his career, and as a big man, your career is not going to be too long in this league because nutrition wise, it's just once a big man gets an injury and they get older, it takes them longer to recover. And Ben Simmons was a little bit more younger, and he doesn't have a huge injury history. Now, I get it that he was injured last season in the bubble with a kneecap injury. He was out for the series, but you're not going to hear injuries from him too often. So the smart idea at the time was to go with Ben Simmons and trade off Embiid. But now I'm looking at it now, I think it's best to trade Ben Simmons and keep Embiid, because one thing about Joel Embiid that I could say, even though he does have a lengthy injury history, when he's healthy, when I mean 100% healthy, he will ball. He's gonna go in there and he's gonna get his. He's gonna drop 30 points. He's gonna get 10 plus rebounds. He's gonna even try to facilitate the best of his abilities. But he will go out there and play his best basketball. He has one of the best mid-range shooters for a big man that I've ever seen since Patrick Ewing. So he's gonna go out there and get his numbers. As Ben Simmons, on the other hand, as a passer, he's a great passer. Good rebounder for his size because he's 6'10". He should be able to rebound. But scoring-wise, there's a lot to be desired. This guy cannot shoot from 10 feet out. He can't shoot no mid-range. He can't shoot threes. And he can't make his free throws. As a point guard, he makes himself unplayable in the fourth quarter because they're going to hack a Simmons. And when they do that, you just hamper your team by doing that. Now, I understand Doc Rivers, the head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, is trying to keep Ben Simmons' head up, make him ignore the media. But he sees what we sees on the floor, and he will be asked those questions. After they lost in Game 7 against the Hawks, they were asking him, what is the future looking like for Ben Simmons moving forward? And he even said, I don't know. So for him to say that, the potential chance that he might be traded to another team, go somewhere else, or, who knows for Ben Simmons. I don't see him being a Philadelphia 76er for long. I feel like his talents overall, it just doesn't mesh well with Joel Embiid. I think he need to go to another team, get a fresh new start. Just not working. This team, how it is overall, is not going to win a championship, especially with your co-star leader not being able to shoot. I feel like overall, that was just a horrible, bad series. There's no reason for you as an athlete, a star player on a team that's contending to win a finals, there's no reason that you should be having 5 points the whole game and taking 4 shots. There's no reason for that. If this was anybody else, we would have been killing them. And he is being killed right now in the media right now. Everyone's getting on him, and rightfully so. There's no reason you should have 5 points with taking only 4 shots. That's atrocious and horrible, and you deserve all the backlash that he's getting, especially in a Game 7. One of the last crucial plays versus the Hawks in the Game 7 series, this guy post up his man, did a spin move, drove to the basket, and then Trae Young came for help defense, and instead of posting up or dunking on Trae Young, he passed it to a teammate that wasn't even ready to receive that pass. That's how you know he was scared to go to the free throw line. You could tell his confidence was waning down as the series went through, and that was horrible for that to even happen. So moving forward, you could tell that that's going to be something that's going to be a weakness that teams are going to hone in on as they move forward if they try to make a deep dive in the playoffs for future times. But again, I think the Philadelphia 76ers should trade Ben Simmons to the team. And if they do trade him, I would suggest that Ben Simmons should switch positions. He's 6'10". I think he should play power forward. Bulk up, try to get more lean, get more muscle mass, try to learn some post moves so that way you can at least stay in the paint and just work your magic there. You can still facilitate the offense like a la Draymond Green, because he has great passing abilities, But as a point guard, I think he should switch positions because it's just not working for him. As a point guard or a combo guard, you need to score a minute of raise. You can't just drive to the basket and lay up the ball. You need to be able to shoot more than 10 feet out. You need to be able to shoot threes, and you need to be able to shoot your free throws. As a point guard, that's a standard. This is one of the first time I've seen like a point guard that's like horrible from the free throw line. That's shooting around the 50%. That's horrible as a player. But again, this is the whole debacle that's going on with the Philadelphia 76ers. I think they need to trade him. I don't think any pieces they'll get will be suffice for Ben Simmons, but I think they need to trade him now, because if they don't, his stock is going to continue to drop. If it continues to drop, then nobody's going to want to trade him. If nobody want to trade him, then they're going to have no choice but to release him. And then he could go to every team he wants and then start to see what he could do moving forward as regards to facilitating his talents and putting him in the right positions where he could succeed. But in terms of shooting threes, free throws, I think he has two options. He can work on that now, try to nip that in the butt, or understand that this is who he is and just try to fit him into the right position to where he could just thrive and succeed and be the best player that he could be. Will be facilitating offense, working in the post as a big man, as a power forward, but he needs to stay away from the point guard position unless he's facilitating the offense and just passing, because you can do that for most part of the game, but there's going to be opportunity where they're going to want you to score the basketball, and 5 points is just not going to cut it. Those are my thoughts and opinions on the matter. Let me know yours down in the comment section down below. This is Ilo Speaks out.